Let's go, you guys. Come on. Come on. Now, I know what some of you cynical guys are thinking already. Nini, how are you giving us this celebration for a win against Crystal Palace? But come on, my friends. We've all seen our current winless record so far. I'm happy we finally got a win. It's felt like God knows how long since I've seen one. But the thing that impressed me the most today was the desire and the application from the team. Now, I've said before in previous videos, this is an opportunity now for the squad guys in the team to announce themselves and make a name for themselves. And I would say that the squad players today really stood out and made things happen. I'm looking at guys like Ziyech. His best game for us this season, a real creative weapon. And is it any surprise that when this guy is playing in a natural role as a right winger, you see what he can really do in the team. Today, I thought Gallagher also stepped up in midfield, playing in his familiar role on the right-hand side of a midfield three. He was excellent, combined with Ziyech, and I'll talk about him later on in more detail. I'm looking at other players in the team too, like young Lewis Hall, who has that confidence at this young age, but he is not fazed by the level he's playing at, the way he's playing, the way he was taking the game on. Oh, there were so many positives in this team today. So many positives in this result today as well too. And positives in the debutant too in Badiashile, who we finally got to see playing in defence alongside Thiago Silva. So in the context of what happened overall at Stamford Bridge in front of the fans, this was a great performance. And now that guys like Mudryk's been signed, he was at Stamford Bridge today. He was in attendance. He came out in half-time to announce himself to the Stamford Bridge fans as well too. He's looking at that team and he's thinking, okay, that left wing spot is mine. I know what I'm bringing. And I feel like it's way too soon to say this. Way too soon. But let me just say this here. Listen, we've got 28 points now for this win. We're officially at the halfway point of the season. We are 10 points behind Man United. Today, the thing that I liked the most was that I saw a team that seemed to have like a better understanding of what Graham Potter wanted to see from a tactical perspective. So let me just quickly say this. If all three things can combine, if João Felix and Mudryk add incredible things to our attack before the season ends, if the team really is understanding how to play under Graham Potter and what he really wants, and once injured players return back to the team like Reece James, Fofana, Chilwell and so many of them, who knows what happens before the season ends? That's all I'm putting out there. But right now, 10 points behind is not as impossible as things are looking like right now. Crazier things have happened. Let's see what happens, my friends. But right now, I want to discuss some of the big things that happened in the game today. And let's start things off by discussing the lineup that was used. Now, this lineup today was a very confident lineup from Graham Potter. I felt like it was a very fair lineup. Lewis Hall maintained his place in the team. He deserves to be playing based on his performances and what he is bringing to the team in the final third, and I'll talk about him soon. Chukwuemeka played in his natural left-hand midfield spot in the team as well too. Mount, Ziyech and Havertz up front working together. And of course the back four of Badiashile, Silva, Trevor Chalobah on the right-hand side and Lewis Hall on the left. To start with things, we have to talk about Badiashile and how his debut went. Now, one of the main reasons why Badiashile was signed was due to his incredible aerial prowess. I think the stats actually show that he hasn't gone underneath 60% for like aerial duels won, which is incredible. And I think today in a game where, a lot of the game was defined by set pieces and dead ball situations, having Badiashile helping us defend from set pieces, an area which has been conceding us a lot of goals this season, added more assurance to the back. He showed some good distribution with his left foot as well too. He was playing forward passes. He was not afraid to have the ball under pressure as well too. And he looked quite composed alongside Thiago Silva at times. At the same time, I'm not going to pretend like this was like the perfect debut, 10 out of 10. Listen, he's young. He's coming to a new league, new intensity, new opponents to play against. And there were a few times where he was getting bodied by Wilfried Zaha. I feel like as his Chelsea career goes on, times where wingers will body him, that will definitely fall down. But this was a very promising performance. He stepped up in a very tough and demanding game as well too. And really showed his potential about what he can bring. And in my opinion, I think he was a very astute signing in the grand scheme of things. Very good price as well too. And I think the assurance I got from him, compared to what I've seen from other guys playing in defence this season, I feel like he definitely deserves to start in the next game so he can continue his development, playing under Potter and getting used to his new teammates. So how did you guys find Badiashile? Let us know below. In terms of our game plan today, It was definitely about using the flanks to our favour. I'm looking at Lewis Hall on the left-hand side and Hakim Ziyech. Now, one thing I loved about Lewis Hall, Ziyech and Conor Gallagher was those wide rotations being created. So for example, let's start with Lewis Hall. There were times where he was having it difficult against Elise. I think there was a time in the beginning of the first half, like a good 5 minutes, where Elise beat him at least 3 times. Palace nearly got a goal from that situation as well too. And I was just thinking to myself, Chukwuemeka, you need to drop back deeper now to help support Lewis Hall, because you can't isolate him 1v1. You can't let him get overloaded down the flanks. Credit to Cons for coming back and putting in the defensive work, because he stepped up a lot more as the first half was going on. A massive credit goes to guys like Lewis Hall, where, you know, I love this kid because of the confidence and the mentality he's playing with. He is not phased. Even if he makes a mistake, that would not put him off continuing to add to the team. We saw what he was doing as he was getting more confident. He was pushing forward more and more and more, forcing Elise back, who became a very small figure in the game as it was going on. And I think that's a massive testament to the qualities that Lewis Hall has. I mean, there was that one pass to Aubameyang too, where I was saying in the stream, most guys are playing the obvious pass amount on the left-hand side. Lewis Hall is good enough to know, listen, I can find you inside the books. Yet again, he had another goal-scoring opportunity that he should have done a lot better from. You know, today, the finishing. This is what I mean. Like, we had moments where we could have made it 3-0. I'm looking at that Lewis Hall chance and Kai Havertz near the end to make it 2-0. But the fact that at 18, he is comfortable and confident getting in these areas, this is what I keep saying, you guys. Give him 50 games. He will be a much better player for this a lot sooner, and you're saving us millions in the process. So he helped us with our game plan on the left-hand side. But moving on to the right-hand side, as I said at the start of this video, I think this was Hakim Ziyech's best game for us this season, playing in a familiar role alongside familiar opposition as well too. I mean, Conor Gallagher, for example, how many nice third-man runs and behind was he making for Ziyech to play balls and behind to? How many times was Ziyech showing incredible set-piece qualities too, from corners, from dead balls? Like, he was our best creative presence in this team. And as I was saying in the stream, listen, like, if Ziyech does not leave here today with an assist and a Kai Havertz goal, then I'm going to be absolutely fuming, because his performance today definitely deserved a lot more than that. He was creative. He was taking the game onto opponents. He was cutting inside to take shots. He was taking his man on as well too, and he was linking the play. I'm always going to say that if things worked out differently, if he wasn't injured all the time, if the right manager was here at the right time, he would be seen completely differently in this fan base, because Ziyech makes things happen and he gets goals. And I think this was a very good performance from him today. And it's nice that he still stepped up for the team, even though it does seem like he will be surplus to requirements. But his partner in crime in Conor Gallagher today, I think this was also Conor Gallagher's best game in a Chelsea shirt. Now, of course, last season he was with Crystal Palace. He had a phenomenal season for them as well too. But today he did not care. He's like, listen, it's the new rules now for this season. Yeah, I'm at Chelsea Football Club and I will do everything in my power to make sure they win. I mean, we saw right at the end a small little disagreement between him and Guy. Gallagher doing typical shithousery, thinking, listen, I'll do what I have to do for my team to get the win today. And I respect and love those mentals, yeah, because they were all his friends that he was doing that to. They'll be fine after the game, but I'm just talking about the example of the mentality that he showed today. And I feel like the energy he showed in midfield and the quality on the ball, I think in terms of like a footballing performance, this was Gallagher's best one. He was very positive with those runs in behind. He linked very well with Hakim Ziyech. He was looking to take shots on goal. In terms of defending in both boxes, he was there for everything, closing down shots, making slide tackles as well too, and helping us push forward as well. There were times where he was the only guy in midfield, and he had that composure at times to still maintain the ball and play it forward. So I feel like there is more life to come from Conor Gallagher. Things have been difficult. He has been used as a wing-back. You know, he has been used as an attacking mid. He's been used everywhere other than his best position. But today we saw what he can really bring to the team. And he should leave with his head up, because these guys played a massive part in helping us really just like win this midfield battle and helping us create chances and get goals. Still though, Palace were definitely threatening in this game today for sure. They had some great opportunities, and I think, you know, for a Palace team that was also hungry and also looking to bounce back from bad form, we needed our goalkeeper to step up like never before. And today, Kepa was absolutely on fire. Again, one of his best performances. I think probably his best performance this season, because there was no mistake. Everything was perfect, and his head was fully in tune with the game in terms of the responsibility he had between the posts today. Some amazing saves, at crucial times at the right moments. You're looking at that Elise shot. You're looking at that Decore volley that came from nowhere that still baffled me because that game wasn't showing nothing like that. How commanding he was from set pieces, how quickly he was to cover his near post as well too. Constant communication, constantly communicating with his defense and distribution out from the back. This was a Kepa masterclass today, and he was playing one of the most vital parts in helping us get the 3 points today. So it's nice to see that Kepa has some confidence back in his game now. And of course, to end things, we must discuss Kai Havertz. For me, listen, he'll be remembered for the miss he made to make it 2-0. Things like that, like he has to iron these mistakes out of his game. He's too good to be losing concentration at these key crucial times. It's not the first time that we've seen Havertz miss an easy opportunity, especially from a header. But in terms of how he was leading the line, I was seeing constant piercing runs in between Anderson and Guy, who was two good Prem defenders. His link-up play, his combinations when he was drifting wide to the right and the left as well. Some of the link-up play and the goal threat as well, where he was literally looking to spearhead attacks time and time again. This was another promising performance, but it goes back to what we always say: can Havertz build from this performance and take it to the next game? That's what he has to do. But I'm telling you this, I thought versus Fulham, a lot of people didn't agree, but I felt he looked promising with João Felix. And a part of me feels like maybe Mudryk and Felix will be the guys to really unlock Havertz and hopefully take his game to the level a lot of us think his game can go to. But with games like this, where what you're doing for the team is on point, defensive headers, work rate, leading the attack, link-up play as well too, playing a responsible role for the team, I thought this was another promising performance from Kai. But anyway, you guys, I'll take a win how I can. Honestly, if we can do the impossible, climb up the table and hopefully wrap up and get like a top 4 spot, this will be one of the most memorable seasons because of how things are going. But I just think that there's a lot of hopefulness that I'm feeling after this game now. We're seeing a board that's in tandem united with a manager who's fully backing him, and fully backing him by signing the right players for him in the team. Mudryk's been secured. João Felix will be back very soon in 2 more games' time. Things will continue to evolve and change and improve. But most importantly, if this is the game that is like the telltale sign of like a tactical understanding and improvement behind the ideas, then I'm going to be a very happy man, because this was easily the best performance I've seen out of these past 10 games, where it had what I wanted to see: domination, great defending, great teamwork, unity and desire as well too. I can't ask for much, to be honest with you guys. So on that note, I'm going to wrap things up, keep things moving. I'm Nini FC, this is BlueLionsTV. I'll catch you guys later for some more videos. Cool.